there was Yahoo, even Microsoft had MSN Analytics. But the question is, and this is an insight I want to give all of you, if you ask Yahoo, who is the customer? For Yahoo, the customer is the person doing the search. For Google, the customer is not the person doing the search, but the one being searched. Because if you can find out that people are searching this site 50,000 times a day, you can take that information to Coca-Cola and say, would you like the presence of this site? Because this is what people are searching. Because the person who is doing the search wants everything free. So there is no revenue model there. What we need to ask ourselves is, who is the customer needs? Where is the revenue stream coming from? Which means the future innovation would not be on product innovation or process innovation. It's going to be on business model innovation. And I want to tell all of you that even who we are and James, the way we have been brought up, our mind is quite fertile and we are capable of thinking beyond conventional boundaries. And that's, I personally consider myself to be successful because things that I saw 20, 25 years ago, we need to be close to customers but ahead of competition. And how we can do that is the kind of upbringing we have. We all are very fortunate to have parents who are willing to invest in education. That's the biggest strength for all Indians, is the commitment of our parents to make sure that we get the best education no matter what we study. And so long this commitment is going to be there, we as Indians, our brand is going to be talent. And if you ever get a chance to see the way I grew up, the small town I come from in Assam, a very small town, Tejpur, there is no university, there is only one college. Never had the chance to go to IITs or the IIMs of the world. It didn't matter. You just believe in yourself, do your best. And I tell you that I have the pleasure of, in this job, to interact with almost everyone in the world you can think of. I had one-on-one meeting with President Clinton, with President Bush, to Bill Gates, to all anyone you can think of. And the only thing I really aware after meeting them is, they are just like us. Like human beings, there is no special about that. But in one particular interaction, and then I will stop, I was invited at a very big conference. And this is a conference for all CEOs who are in consumer packaged goods industry. So the CEO of Nestle, the CEO of Kraft, Procter & Gamble, or any company you can think of, Sara Lee and others. There were 3 speakers. There was one person who had written a book called From Good to Great, Jim Collins. He spoke on leadership. I was asked to speak on marketing. And the third speaker was from the Harvard Business School, Harvard Economics Department, who was talking about the financial economic situation. Before the speech, there was a dinner. So when I sat down at the table, the person sitting next to me said, Dr. Jain, once you are done with your dinner, I want to ask you about your tsunami experience. Now, by the way, me, my wife and 3 children, we are the survivors of the actual tsunami. We reached Phuket the night of 25th, midnight, and 26th morning it happened. Someone other is survived. So I'm very surprised. First of all, I didn't know who this person was, and how did he go about it? So he introduced me saying, I am Mr. Isabel, chairman of Coca-Cola. And the person on the left was the chairman of Walmart, and the person ahead of me was the chairman of P&G. So before I sat down, they were all talking about mergers and acquisitions and other things. This is a corporate language they talk about. Anyway, so I asked him, how did he know about my tsunami? So he told me something very interesting, and you should follow this. He said, because whenever I go for any dinner, I ask my assistant to find out who are the people going to sit with me on the table, and I ask them to do a homework to find out about what happened to these people in the last 5 years. You learn something from the previous, so that on the table you know about each other person, something. Either I read about your tsunami experience or not once. So I started telling him. So then he said something. I said that he has to be my wife and 3 children. So then he asked me a question. He said, Dr. Jain, I understand that in India, you have this concept of arranged marriage. Not that I'm opposing it, they should all go for it. So he said, I said, yes, that is there. And he asked me, he said, did you go through that experience? So I told him, you have to sound intelligent, right? An arranged marriage in India is like a merger and acquisition activity. I said, when you go for an M&A, what do? You hire these investment bankers, they do due diligence, they cover all the spreadsheets, and they manage the numbers. That's awesome. And if there is synergy with the companies, then they are supposed to meet.
Oh,
because the wedding in India is not between two individuals, but between two families. So the parents would meet, match their family values, and if they find that the two families are compatible, then the parents will ask the boy to see the girl and the girl to see the boy, and move on. So he asked me, did you go through this experience? I said that yes, it was March 1989 when I got a letter from my father. And my father wrote to me and said, Deepak, we have found a girl for you. So I told the CEO, I said that we thought of outsourcing 5,000 years ago. My father wrote to me saying, and he wrote that this girl is also a school teacher. My wife is from Missouri. There are lots of good schools here. So she was a school teacher there. And somebody, recommended her to my parents. So my mother said that we went and met the parents of the girl, and we think that family and ours, we are very compatible. She is a teacher, you are a teacher. So this is March 89. He says in June when the school is over, you should come, see the girl, and fight. And my father ended the letter with a statement saying, I went to see her, and I really liked her. Extra pressure on the parents. I told my father, I said, if you have really liked her, there is no need for me to see her. Because my father is completely blind. I come from a blind father. So I said that you must have seen something in her that I cannot see with my physical eyes. So if you think she's right, it should be fine for her. My father called me back and said, you idiot. You don't have to see her, but she has to see you. Like in Jacob, they said there should be multiple views. We went for less than 20 minutes and we decided. We had stayed at Mr. Sushil Jain's house. The point I want to make all of you is, no parent in the world would not think well of their children. Remember this. One very big thing about Judaism that I believe is the value that we have is respect for elders,